Thor: Love and Thunder star nervous about giving away spoilers. Tessa Thompson is talking Thor: Love and Thunder but don't expect to get any spoilers from the star. In a recent chat with ET Canada, Thompson talked about everything from passing to her upcoming Marvel project, and she's not going to give anything about the film away. Thompson said she was nervous to talk about anything MCU related, and she's made a promise to herself that she won't be someone who spoils anything for the fan base who loves the films so much. Thompson also said that she believes everything fans need to know about the film has already been shared. "I'm so nervous now to talk about anything related to those movies because the fandom is so real, and I have said I will not be a house for spoilers. So I can't say much. I think everything that we need to know has already been said, which is that she is the king of New Asgard, so she's navigating her diplomatic duties, she's reunited with her friend Thor, and we've got the gang back together." Getting the gang back together is a sentiment fans can get behind, and we're excited to see what's next for our favorite heroes. "We love the direction the Thor films have taken, and we're looking forward to the banter between Valkyrie and Thor." Spider-Verse producers tease the two-part animated sequel. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was released in 2018 to widespread critical acclaim, and was praised for its unique and captivating animation, voice acting and character depiction. The film, which served as the first animated feature film in the Spider-Man franchise, bagged the Oscar, Golden Globe and BAFTA Award for Best Animated Film, amongst other prestigious awards and accolades. Chris Miller and Phil Lord, the filmmaking duo who served as producers of the film, discussed, in an interview with Collider, about Miller's new show The Afterparty, and the pair teased on the two-part animated sequels to Into the Spider-Verse. When asked about the upcoming films, Lord said, "Well, I would say that, as Chris pointed out, we only like to do things that are hard. So we made it really hard on ourselves. And we've made it pretty hard on Miles too. I don't know, can you? I'm looking at Chris because I'm hoping." Miller added, "It is, as Phil said, a very ambitious sequel, because we didn't want to just sort of do the same thing again. So, the idea that we would be going to different dimensions really opened up an opportunity artistically, to have each world have its own art style and to be able to push the folks at ImageWorks to develop a way to have each dimension feel like it was drawn by a different artist's hand. And seeing the development of that stuff is breathtaking. It's the reason that we keep doing it, because it's so hard to get it right." With the second part of the Spider-Verse series out later this year, not much else has been revealed concerning the plot, outside of the continuation of the multidimensional world that was revealed in the first part. Uncharted IMAX poster teases the film's flurry of locations. As those who've played the Uncharted games on PlayStation will tell you, the adventurous nature of the gameplay and its narrative is expressed in an impressive set of locations across the world. Now, it seems that the long-anticipated live-action adaptation, starring Tom Holland as the infamous treasure thief, will also follow in those footsteps. The final trailer included numerous set pieces that all looked monumentous in their own right. But if you're wondering just how many locations the film will visit, then this IMAX poster will give you an idea of what to expect from Holland's Drake and the spiraling adventure that awaits him in the upcoming flick. Apparently, the beloved Nate will get the opportunity to travel all around the world in the search of Ferdinand Magellan's gold. From New York's own Manhattan to European cities like Barcelona, Paris, and Rome, Holland's character will be fighting against a ticking clock to claim the treasure for himself. That's not all, though, as the film will also include scenes in Giza, Agra, and even Singapore. Even if the film will run for more than 2 hours, Uncharted will have to be fast-paced with all of these set pieces, though only time will tell if this is a film that fans of the games will come to love. Is Peacemaker a villain? Many comic book characters walk the line between hero and villain. That includes Batman and Spider-Man, both of whom have fallen foul of public opinion and found themselves on the wrong side of the law. After all, one person's hero is another's villain, and when you're a vigilante working outside the system, that's bound to happen. Peacemaker turns that idea on its head. He's a character so devoted to peace he's prepared to kill to preserve it. His crusade of peace is utterly consuming. He's not a peacekeeper after all, and that makes him one of the most fascinating anti-heroes in comics. Many people first encountered Peacemaker in 2021's The Suicide Squad. Many more are now discovering him in his self-titled TV show on HBO Max. It's a wonder that the character took so long to take a stride into popular culture, but he's been lurking behind the scenes for some time. Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons initially planned to use old Charlton comics that DC had picked up for their dystopian tale of mismatched superheroes, Watchmen. Peacemaker was the inspiration for the comedian in that influential series. His current live-action success is down to writer-director James Gunn and actor John Cena. The two have turned a second-string DC character into one to watch. Cena is one of the Suicide Squad's highlights, and it's hard to believe he wasn't the first pick for the role. His brilliant comic performance supports the film's self-awareness. But it's not all comedy, and he has the muscles for the character's darker aspects, too. At the end of the movie, a running gag comparing his and Idris Elba's Bloodsport similar abilities reaches a bloody conclusion. That's when Peacemaker shows just how dangerous he is, how twisted his priorities are, and just how dedicated he is to his cause. As James Gunn described the character, he believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he needs to kill along the way. Just look at that chest emblem, a falling dove. Peacemaker, otherwise known as Christopher Smith, debuted as a pacifist hero in the pages of Charlton Comics in 1966. The Fight in 5 number 40 introduced a character who tried to keep the world safe with violent but non-lethal actions. After DC Comics picked up the Charlton properties, the character re-emerged with a distinct anti-hero spin. Peacemaker now pursued peace at all costs and would kill for it at a moment's notice. It's no coincidence that Peacemaker took this darker turn in the 1980s when comics were exploring more mature themes, and anti-hero characters like the Punisher and Wolverine were soaring. Being a villain is one of the prerequisites for being tricked, blackmailed, or conscripted into Amanda Waller's infamous Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad. However, despite his ultra-violence and a trail of bodies he doesn't think twice about, Peacemaker considers himself to be a hero. During his original Charlton appearance, Peacemaker was easy to see as a hero. The later, more familiar version is more difficult to categorize. He may be misguided and the victim of severe psychological trauma, but the atrocities he commits in the pursuit of peace speak for themselves. As shown at the climax of The Suicide Squad, it's all a matter of perspective when it comes to this bunch of villains. The twists and turns of the third act explore the conflict in Peacemaker's character and the Suicide Squad's missions. It's revealed that Peacemaker was included in the team by Amanda Waller as an additional guarantee. Waller doesn't take chances, and he was one member she could rely on to carry out some of her more questionable instructions, as his loyalty to the US government would always beat his commitment to the team. That's quite a reference from someone who notoriously trusts nobody, but of course, Peacemaker's values are perfect for the DC Universe's arch-manipulator to play on. After betraying Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad, the running contest between Bloodsport and Peacemaker, who share similar skills, ends in Bloodsport's favor. The movie's mid-credit sequence revealed that Peacemaker miraculously survived the devastation on Corto Maltese, nicely setting up his HBO Max series. There wouldn't be much to explore in the character if Peacemaker's will was as indomitable as he thinks, and there's no doubt Rick Flag's final words have left a big impression on his mission. It's no mistake that line's riddled with irony too. Okay, stay tuned to our channel. I'll be providing you with up-to-date reliable movie news. Enjoy!